Alright, we're back.
Tell us about the block, Benny.
But you're the block, Benny.
I was on the block. Oh no, I wasn't on the block. I was supposed to be in season 2.
Right.
So basically we applied for it.
Yeah.
I was going to go to the chefing thing and fuck this, I don't want to cook anymore. I was the head chef at the place and I went, you know what? I was fucking doing splits in there and I just went, I'm going to apply, see what happens.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
What's your sort of renovation skill at this stage? You're like,
Oh, fucking didn't know fuck all.
I'm a man.
We lived in a flat. I mean, look, I you know, I've had my uncles and cousins, and we're a lot of us are in the industry. You know what I mean? Be they trucks, excavators, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But not that I've actually ever done any hands-on shit. You know what I mean? We could do everything, but there was only a few of us that were qualified, sort of thing. You know, so I had a bit of an understanding, but they weren't looking for that. They were looking for a character.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and then we applied and then basically did the videos last minute, and it was literally the last night to send it out. So, you know, we did the video, fucking acted like a dickhead and all that sort of shit.
Who was going to be your partner on the show?
My wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I don't know, just fucking do it. Fucking just try it out, see what happens, you know. Did the video, fucking, sent it out. Waiting. One day I get a fucking phone call. I'm on my split shift. Some guy rings me, g'day, I'm Julian, fucking, Julian Cross, I think it was.
Never trusted Julian.
Yes, I'm from 9, I'm a producer, blah, 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 block, we've picked you guys to be on the block. Fuck, yeah, right, mate. Fucking, I was sort of a bit stunned, like, I don't know what the fuck. He goes, we'll get you into 9 in Bendigo Street in Richmond. I said, alright, cool. And anyway, I made time, me and the wife, we get down there, and no word of a lie, we get into fucking Studio 9 as we walk through. Oh, you know, it's like, Mr. Bazwich, we're here, off for the block, yep, no worries. Just go into that little office over there, area, just wait in there until somebody calls you. We get in there.
Casting couch.
Oh no, not it was all couches and shit. I walk in there and we're talking, you know when you see beautiful people? No, beautiful people.
I've heard of them.
We're both looking at each other going, we're from the fucking West. I mean, my wife's beautiful to me, so that's to me, but
You're beautiful.
but I'm sitting there going, these cunts are models, bro. She's looked at me and gone, we ain't getting in. Trust me, we're getting in. She goes, no, we're not getting in. I go, we're in. And she's like, we're here. They've asked us to come, so we're obviously in. You know what I mean? It's like they want that ugly couple to fucking coincide with the fucking good-looking couple. It's very simple. Anyway, we turn around, we go in there, and they go, well, let's do another interview, bit of a talk, and why do you want to do it? And they give you the whole spiel. Yeah, fuck yeah, we love the block, it's the best fucking show on TV. Fucking, it's awesome, man, all that bullshit you guys say.
I love Scotty Cam.
Yeah, you guys are fucking unbelievable. No, this was before Scotty Cam was that fucking stripper, what was his name?
Jury.
Yeah, Jamie Jury.
Yeah.
So this was like the second season of the block.
Stripper.
Yeah. Well, he was a fucking stripper.
Was he?
Yeah,
and he's a manpower.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know why I know so much about this subject. But
Jeez, manpower.
Coincides with your Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
it's a common trend, you know.
Fucking the back end boys over here.
Back end boys.
And then anyway, he's turned around and he's gone, alright, you guys are in. We've got to fly you up to Sydney. We're going to have a nice dinner. Catch up with some more producers and shit like that. I said, sweet. And I thought, yeah, bullshit, you're going to fly me up to Sydney and stuff. They would have liked 2 days later, fucking, they bring fucking tickets are coming, fucking courier the tickets to us. I'm like, alright, fuck, we're actually flying up to Sydney. Alright, fucking next day, fucking on the plane, fucking get to Sydney. We get to Sydney, we meet up, I can't remember what hotel it was, but anyway, it was some fucking fancy hotel, walk in there. As we walk in, looking around, Anna, that's that Trevor guy that won fucking Big Brother. Anna, that's, oh my God, that's the guy fucking, I can't believe it's not Butter, Fabio. So I'm having dinner with these guys.
Hang on, wait, you had dinner with Fabio?
We had dinner with Fabio. And anyway, and these producers and shit, and they're like, Fabio's like, oh, you're going to be great, And Trevor's like, oh, you just got to be relaxed, you got to just enjoy, you're going to have fun. And I'm like, oh, yes, sweet. All right.
Trevor, is that hot dogs?
Trevor.
There's
No,
some cunt called hot dog. No.
that's Simon.
No.
There was a
sorry.
cut hot dog and Big Brother though.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Anyway, and we sat around for a little bit, talked to them, left there, sweet, no worries, it's going to start in probably like 3 months. You know, we're going to tell you the exact day when it starts. Okay, cool. Anyway, waiting around, I'm like, fucking, this is never going to happen, bro, never going to happen. And I get a phone call from the producer, Channel 9 Zach's the block. Motherfucker!
Really?
Yeah,
You met
yeah.
Fabio and everything.
We
worth
went
it.
through the whole lot, and then they axed the actual show for that. They did a whole revamp a couple of years later to restart it again. And I just went, fuck's sake. But yeah, we were supposed to be on that show.
So you were ready to go and it got canned.
Yeah.
You just bought a toolbox and everything.
Nah, no.
And you're like,
It was more of a sander. I'm sitting at home just twirling the sander around.
so is that?
Oh,
like,
that
that's-
guy.
that's
Yeah,
all-
yeah. Cheers. Yeah.
There's Trevor there.
Trevor.
I couldn't picture his name.
Yeah.
Picture his
But
face.
yeah, that was my experience with that. And actually, last year I was supposed to do this thing for I think it was seven mate or something. And yeah, my wife fucked that up, but that's another story.
I was meant to be on America's Next Top Model, it didn't work out either. Talking about reality shows.
No, it was last year? No, it was 2018.
It was My Kitchen Rules, but you just.
No, it wasn't my car. No. I'd never go on that. I'd step some cunt if I had there.
If you guys were going to go on any reality show, what would it be? I
I-
mean, I know you've done them.
I want to fucking get on Lego Masters like you would not believe.
I watched the shit out of
Oh, it is
So
the fucking
good.
best reality show on
it. I
television.
cried in the finale.
Pardon?
I cried in the finale.
Yeah, fucking.
They just
You
went
ever
they just went so hard.
Have you ever kicked with Jimmy James Eaton?
Yeah, fucking Backstreet Boys
Yes.
strippers. What the fuck, bro?
I was a sensitive soul.
Have you guys?
Jarryd's like,
That
none of
is
them have
the
built a
name.
Millennium Falcon over here. What is this fucking bullshit?
You guys ever kicked with Jimmy James Eaton?
Say again, sir.
Ever kicked with Jimmy James Eaton?
No.
He's part of the big hoo-ha, part of the big improv crew. He did class times when my brother was competing.
Yeah.
He was his mentor, but he was on the first season. He was the bald guy with the quirky white. But that was the first season of Lego Masters. I used to gig with him.
I would've gone
fucking
Who
to the
Dares
show.
Wins.
Hamish is so fucking perfectly meta for how stupid the show is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think they did really well because they hosted and they could have made it super dramatic.
Yeah,
But they
well,
actually just went, look, this is a stupid
there's
show
an
about making
American
Lego.
and
And it was
UK
really,
one
it's really well
right
made.
now. So American and UK have their own Lego Masters that came off Australia's one, and it's like production value is up to here, and it's fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like when they show the models, like they zoom in and they've animated all the models.
Yeah.
So the models all walk around and shit. And I'm like, no, fuck that. Like, just show me the Lego model. I don't need stop-start animation on it.
No.
Well, yeah, one of my favourite shows growing up was Who Dares Wins.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Mike Whitney. And the best job I ever had was when I was in the army. I used to run our bar, and we had to put on like entertainment.
You're really on the front line.
Yeah. Like, and that was like when I first started like telling jokes because I'd go up and there'd be 700 people there.
Serve them. Yeah.
There'd be 700 people there, and I'd tell some gags at the bar. But we had a few celebrities come in, like Russell Crowe came down, Pink came down, had a beer with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was in town promoting the
What
V8s,
to do?
and she came in, had a beer with Pink. But we hadn't had any, we just had strippers and stuff, and the boys are getting pretty fucking over it. So we're like, we need like a really sort of like D-grade celebrity to come in. And I got tasked with finding said D-grade celebrity, and I got on to Mike Whitney, and I found his management's number. He works at Channel 7 because he's on the weekend in there. And I rang up his management, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for Mike Whitney. And the lady there's like, oh, he's busy at the moment. He'll call you back. And I'm like, he won't. Anyway, I'm going for a run that night down the beach. My phone rings, and I'm like, g'day. And I just on the phone's like, g'day, Mike here. I'm like, Mike who? He's like, Mike Whitney. I'm like, oh, fuck, Mike. I got this idea. Like, we run a bar. We want to, could you just come down and talk to the guys about cricket and all that sort of stuff? And he's like, look, I'd love to, but I'm about to go to India to commentate the IPL for 6 weeks. He goes, when I get back, I'll give you a call. I'm like, all right, he won't. Anyway, nearly 6 weeks later to the day, right, my phone rings. He's like, g'day, it's Mike here. I'm like, Mike who? He's like, Mike Whitney, mate. I just want to come down the bar with the boys and drink the bloody beers. I'm like, oh, fuck, yeah, absolutely. I said, well, it's a better idea. We've actually got our like, end of year ball happening at the moment. Would you like to come down and MC it? I go, we got shitloads of money. The government just gives us cash.
Yeah,
We'll fly you up. We'll put
taxpayers' money, fucking government, of course.
I said, we'll fly you up. We'll put you in a hotel. And he goes, nah, that's bullshit. I'm like, what? He goes, I'll fly myself up there, and I want to sleep in the barracks with the boys. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, so,
tonight.
so I've just agreed to this. I'm just writing checks I can't cash, right? So I'm just have to go to my big boss who I barely speak to. I'm like, Mike Whitney's coming and he wants to sleep in the barracks, and I've said yes. And he's like, big cricket fan. He's like, oh fucking yeah, mate, we'll get it sorted, no worries. So I get there to the day where I got to pick Mike Whitney up from the airport, and Townsville Airport. I've got a sign that says Mike Whitney. And he rocks out. And before he got to me, I'm like, this bloke is drunk. Right? He's like, g'day, Gowns, how are you? He shakes my hand, stinks like booze, right? And I'm like, oh no, Mike Whitney's a wreck.
Did anyone call you Private Goundrey?
I was Lance Corporal at that stage.
Lance Corporal Goundrey? That's
yeah.
fucking
I
cool.
like Private. That sounds like a porno name.
I was down with a guy whose last name was Parts, and he was Private Parts. I've never seen a guy work so hard to get promoted. But Mike, when he comes out, this guy's absolutely pissed, right? I'm like, oh fuck, Mike, did you have a big night last night? He's like, yeah, I had a gig. And I said, you had a gig? Like, what do you do? He goes, I'm in a band. And I'm like, what's the band called? He goes, it's called Mike Whitney Band. And he plays all over in RSLs in like Sydney and all that sort of stuff. Get him on Facebook, they're wicked, right? And he gets there, and all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'm looking after the celebrity for the night, and he's an absolute train wreck. And before like we have our ball, we have a big open day where the families can come, all the tanks are out and all that sort of stuff, and he's just rocking around like hammered. And he's like gets up on top of a tank and has a machine gun, ditches me his phone. He's like, get a photo of this. Oh no, like this is so bad. Like I'm looking after the guy, and we went to the ball where he has to MC, and because I'm looking after Whitney, I'm at the table with the mayor of Townsville, my big colonel who like I barely know, his wife, and Whitney's just hammering the bar. Hammering it. He's in a tuxedo with like penguin suit. Like he's just
fuckloads of money.
He's just like missed the brief. He hasn't read the room. He's just like, and he's walking around. He's absolutely hammered. At this stage, there's probably about 1,000 people in this ballroom. And he gets up there and starts emceeing and is just killing the joint, not well. And he ends up doing this little monologue / set that started poorly and then ended up crushing because he told us this joke and he goes, you know how I used to play cricket? Silence. And he goes, you know how I've got triplets? Silence. He goes, I'm the only cunt to get a hat trick off 2 balls. And just grabs his dick. And it kills. Like, kills more than anything I've ever seen. All of a sudden, people going, Whitney, Whitney, Whitney. And then he, from out of nowhere, behind the band, he pulls out a suitcase that he brought with him. And he just starts like an auction on the spot because he's gone around to all his mates that he used to play cricket with. He's got stumps. He's like, oh yeah, and like jerseys. And he just starts doing an auction. It's just unplanned. Ends up raising like 20 grand for Legacy. Our
wow!
And he's just a legend. And he didn't stay in the barracks with the boys that night because he was too fucking pissed and we couldn't get like the organizer lift back there. And I lived across the road from the base. I'm like, just come stay at fucking my house, mate. Right? And my partner at the time, we just had our first kid, so she didn't go. She got like literally a 4-week-old child, and I was walking there, and I'm hammered, and I'm like, "Oi, babes, Mike Whitney's gonna sleep on the couch." She's like, "Mike Whitney." I'm like, "Yeah, the man himself is here." He's like, all right.
Your wife's like, Mike who? Oh, Mike Whitney.
And I woke up in the morning, and Whitney was gone, and there was just a letter on my kitchen bench that said, "Cheers, Jarryd, for a great night."
Oh,
And he just went to the airport and left. Like, is this a dream?
Fucking
Unreal story,
Years
hey.
by Mike Whitney.
Yeah, Mike Whitney's his thing.
So what happened when you? What did Adam do that fucked up the?
Oh no, it was just it was a thing I was planning to do, and then they said, yeah, let's do it. And it was about work.
Yeah.
About work. And all that. So they wanted to get a bit of a profile of what I've done and all that sort of shit, which is fine. And then Anna's just gone, oh, he's actually doing comedy now, and that was my forte of, you know, we're going this way, you know what I mean, but we're actually doing this for this, if you know what I mean, but we're going this way.
Sneaking
I know how the business works. I'm an old dog, you know what I mean? And the girls just going, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. So you got to work when you play these producers and shit. You got to work them. You got to know how to play these guys. You know what I mean? Got to angle things, you know.
I'm actually putting serious thought into going on Big Brother next year.
Same.
Whatever
I,
that's
uh,
meant. I
I've
think
been
it'd be
watching it
fucking
this
all
year.
out.
I'm applying for this fucking show next year.
I haven't watched it, but I think it'd be fun.
What we should do, and this would be fucking awesome, we should get together, like get a few of us together, right? And we put like a little proposal to it,
Yeah.
right? As in, have a Big Brother house with comedians.
That's literally just been done.
No. They're doing the who's gonna laugh first. We're living together.
Ah.
Yes.
That's
One
a big
giant
fucking
podcast.
difference.
My brother watched the show. I hadn't seen that new show yet, The Laugh.
I refuse
I
to.
didn't. I didn't realise they were only locked in the room for 6 hours. I generally thought they were locked in a room like Big Brother and you just had to go 2 months without laughing. And I'm like, fuck it, that's the show, because they're all going to go mental.
It's like the UFC.
I would have laughed the fact that they had Sam Simmons in there as a comedian. I would have walked in and said, he's still legit now?
pretty easy.
I thought he fucking burned these bridges.
Pretty easy not to laugh when you see Rebel Wilson every 2 minutes.
She's alright. I like Rebel Wilson. Nah, she's alright. I don't know why they got that Lebo chick in there.
I liked her in
What's
Fat
her
Pizza,
name?
that was it.
What's her? Who is she?
Lebo chick.
Yeah, she fucking does radio or something. Fucking Triple M. I've heard her on Triple M.
Oh, maybe a lot of
Like,
people, maybe
I'm
a lot of people
refused to
said
write
no.
Google limo comedian. I can't help you
This day
yet.
and age.
I don't know what name. Fucking. What's her name?
Benny
Lebo
Jody's
comedian,
Montenegro.
as if-
What's
I
her
watched a comedy the other day that I'd never seen. It's relatively a few years old.
name? Look up Lebo comedian chick. Fucking Triple M.
Don't write blog, you'll get fucking blacklisted.
No, you can
I
say that.
can say Wog. I can say Muzza. I can say Wog. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
I watched this,
Benny's a hybrid of many breeds.
watched this movie the other week and I thought it was fucking really funny. It's called That's Not My Dog. I hadn't seen it. Shane Jacobson's movie. Right?
Oh,
And the whole concept of the movie is he throws a party. I think it's all legit. It's not scripted. Well,
Oh,
probably
yeah.
is scripted, but it's not. And he just gets every comic you can fucking think of, from Paul Hogan to Khaled Khalifa, like fucking
Yeah.
Fiona O'Loughlin's there, shit-faced, clearly drunker than everybody else there.
I love Fiona.
Oh, she's fucking
really
hysterical.
She's
But you
one of the
watch her
nicest
fucking
people I've ever
slur
met.
her words. But the whole movie is Shane Jacobson throws a party for his dad and invites all his comics mates, and they all just have to tell their 2 favourite joke book jokes.
Yeah.
And that's the whole
Yeah, right.
movie. Them just telling
It's
their
great.
favourite joke
Sounds
book
good.
jokes. Oh, I thought it was fucking a ripping
That
movie.
sounds good.
It was. I mean, some of them were hacked, but some of them were really.
They're not really making comedy movies anymore.
No.
Like, really. They're all romantic
Well, no,
comedies.
Hollywood is, but they're remaking everything. Like, they've run out of ideas. How many fucking remakes of everything have you
During
got?
lockdown, I watched The Mask. And I was like, this is a good film. You know, like, you can't make that movie now. Because it doesn't make any
They
sense.
tried to make
Right.
3 more that were all fucking awful.
It's just
You
like,
ever noticed that
It's a cartoon as well, wasn't it?
You ever read about the cursed Jim Carrey sequels? Just like how much Jim Carrey movie sequels have failed without Jim Carrey, from The Mask to Evan Almighty.
Yeah.
There's fucking quite a few. I think there's 4 or 5 that he did a movie. What was that? Fucking Ace Ventura. Was
What?
another one.
Who the
this-
fuck played Ace Ventura?
No, Ace Ventura Jr. They did the sequel with the fucking kid that
stinks
fucking
already.
flopped.
Who
Yeah,
fucking watch that?
yeah. No one.
What's he
But
going
there's
to do?
like 4.
Pet and Goldfish constantly.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 movies with Jim Carrey's Slater movie. They've done a sequel without Jim Carrey and just lost all the money.
It shows, Jim Carrey's obviously such an amazing talent.
Wow.
Like, especially back then, like,
Yeah.
no one had done anything
Yeah.
like he'd done. He's a fucking sensational comedian. But they don't make comedy movies anymore, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's straight to Netflix stuff, and it's all very...
Everything just feels
I think-
B grade now.
Yeah.
But it's all the same. It's the same concept. It's like when you watch what's his name, Adam Sandler. Right, it's the same shit. It's about
Unhidden Gems is the best
You know
movie in
what
the
I mean?
last 5 years.
There's
the
no
same trope.
depth to it.
Hidden Gems, Unhidden Gems, what's
Unkept Gems.
Unkept
I
Gems.
fucking hated
That
that
was
movie
fucking
so much.
great.
I haven't seen it. I can only do Adam Sandler's old movies. I got a theory about him.
I also
He's-
think Funny People's a fucking cracking. That was slain.
No.
That got destroyed by
He
the
lost all
critics.
credibility when he did Jack and Jill.
Oh yeah, they were.
As soon as
But they
Jack
were
and Jill came
clearly-
out, I said, you better
He lost
fucking-
all credit.
Those were clearly contract movies. Like
Not
Netflix
money,
had
Funny guy
credibility.
lost
Yeah.
his credibility when he made that movie that
I
wasn't
really
funny.
think those movies were contract movies. Like Netflix had them by the balls to do 6 or 7 movies and pump them out.
Well, you were talking about what happened with Sony and AGT. Imagine the weird contracts that all of these people have got. But
With
like
Netflix.
that, they're like, we have to make a movie.
Well,
and
have
we
you
have to do
noticed
that.
the fucking-
and we have to do that.
Jordy-
Just gotta rock up and just churn out.
Kirsten Wiig has a new show called Encore. And the concept of the show I think is really clever. She's just in it fucking for about 3 seconds an episode.
Who's this?
Kirsten Wiig, she was
Yeah.
on...
Bridesmaids, isn't it?
Bridesmaids,
Blonde
SNL,
comedian,
all
yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah. She's in the new Wonder Woman film.
And she... It's a cool concept of the show. What Encore was is they get school productions.
No, that wasn't Kirsten.
Oh,
Wiig.
no,
That
it was,
the girl from The Good Place.
Yeah, you're damn right. What's her name? Kirsten Bell.
Yeah.
Kirsten
Bell.
Not
Yeah.
Kirsten Wiig. Yeah.
The musical one.
It was a cool concept of the show. They got school productions back, the whole cast after 20 years, to have 1 week of rehearsal and then redo the production.
Yeah. For everybody
and,
listening who's just listening to the audio, there's a dog's just come in and it's going from chord to chord. It's like, God, scratch me head.
She's in it for like 5 seconds an
Yeah,
episode.
at the
And it was
start of
very
each episode.
clearly they had her on contract to do 3 shows after The Good Life. Needed to find for her something to do. And I reckon that was Jack and Jill and all that. Because once he got out of that and started making his own movies again, they're still Adam Sandler movies, but they're not.
Yeah.
I think David Spade's fucking signed to Netflix as well because he's in nearly
So
every
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
new.
yeah.
He's so
rom-com.
fucking unfunny.
Yeah.
I
Like his
like.
new one with fucking the wrong Missy or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I nearly
so-
watched
She,
that the other
man, she was good.
She was good,
She was good.
but he was not funny
Nah.
the entire
David
film.
Spade's a great supporting. Like you put him next to Chris Farley, or you put him in Rules of Engagement. He's so funny, but like without a funny person supporting him, he's fucking terrible.
That's Joey's got it with it. He's got the comedians.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
very
show.
good.
Like-
What show is it?
Lights Out.
Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen that
really-
yet.
It's really
Where-
good, yeah.
There's an episode where he had fucking Jesselnick, Jeffries, and some fucking New York
Some
comedian,
big names.
and they just fucking picked on the show itself. And so like he was doing his monologue, he's reading his cards, David Spade at the start, and Jim Jeffries thought it'd be a funny idea to read the screen at the exact same time David was. And so David was finishing a joke, and as he's finishing the joke, Jim Jeffries and Jesselnick at the exact same time said the punchline.
Oh.
And Dave's like, he's like, no, this is. I wrote these. These are me saying. He's like, you're ruining the show, and then they just start laughing on the couch. And then he came back to the couch, and he's just sitting there, and they're like, so how much are they paying? And then they hired fucking Rob Schneider to, and Rob Schneider was meant to be as just a regular guest, but Rob Schneider thought it'd be funny to, as they're all talking, he just walked onto the set, and Dave Spade, the look of panic in his face, because he would have been like, oh, can I get Rob Schneider on this, you know, he's been in like fucking nearly everything Dave Spade's in. They were like, yeah, no worries, but then Rob's like, I'm gonna fucking just sabotage this, and he's just walked out, and Dave Spade, the look of panic, as he's just telling Rob, like he's just like go, you got to leave. The fact that all he's getting New York and like American comedians on this show, and they do not fucking care for it. So they're just like on there just.
Imagine doing a joke,
Yeah,
the
sure.
joke bombing, and Rob Snyder pops his head out and goes, "You can do it."
Have you ever seen Rob Schneider's stand-up?
No.
Have you seen his daughter?
So bad. No, I haven't. No.
His wife and daughter are fucking models, like top end fucking models.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll
Rob.
take your word for it.
Money, mate. See what money gets you?
But see, no, look, I've got a theory about Adam Sandler movies.
Google the Lebo chicks. Stop Googling these other people.
I'll Google the level.
Hey Siri. No, I got a theory about Adam Sandler movies. They were fucking great until he gave Rob Schneider more than one line.
Yeah.
Like, think about it.
Yeah.
The three good ones, yeah? Billy Madison,
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore,
Yeah.
Waterboy.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider only
I
says
put
one
Little
line.
Nicky in that
Little
as
Nick's
well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Little Nicky, yeah. But then Rob Schneider got involved more in like what was it, Big Daddy?
Yeah.
It started going downhill after Big Daddy.
Yeah, then do like 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
What was that one where
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds?
Yeah,
Mr.
that
D's.
was,
I like Mr. D.
it was
Mr. D's
funny,
is
but
good.
it was very fucking hit and miss.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think like, you know, they came to that big period of time where they were making comedies, and comedies are great. Like movies like Dumb and Dumber, like all of that Adam Sandler
second one was
stuff.
shit house.
Who else was making big comedies at the time?
Oh, you had Broken Lizard doing like, you know, like Super Troopers and stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's
I think audiences
still a fucking great
audiences
movie.
were moving out of that, and they wanted more comedies that were like Step Brothers and stuff
Yeah.
like that, which are all
But
really
Evan
big
Goldberg
things.
films, pretty much.
Oh, he's fucking genius. Fucking Evan Goldberg. He's Seth Rogen's writing partner.
Google
Him,
that show,
him,
he said.
and
Which one?
What was the show called?
which one?
The one they're all in the house.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get. I typed in Last Comic Standing, but I don't think that's the actual.
That's not what's called.
Well, the one where they're in the house and can't laugh.
Oh, just
The last laugh. I think
Last.
it's called.
I don't want to say that.
Last Standing.
But he just wants to see the leverage.
She's a liver. Fucking what am I going to say? She's fucking Chinese. She's a liver. I know she's liver.
Fucking, he's a
Last one laugh in Australia. Let's get the fucking cast.
Get the cast up.
Oh god, is that a play on LOL?
Yeah, it is. It's LOL. Fucking brackets. Last one laughing.
Jeez.
The cast. Let's see. I know fucking
He's
Sam
a-
Simmons, Nick Cody,
Yeah.
Joel Creasy, all the fucking gubbers from the gala.
Gubbers.
He got something
What's
about
a gubba? This is
gubba?
a new word. I like
The
new
gubbers like
new words.
it's a Koori word for
Yeah, I was-
white media fella.
Yeah, do you know where it starts from? Because I heard that back in Western Australia, the
I like
Indigenous
that.
boys would always say it, because it started as the government man, which then went into the government man, which then went to the gubba, which is
Yeah.
just like anyone who's white and in charge.
I seen a fucking perfect
Gubbers.
sign at the Black Lives Matter rally. Someone had said "fuck the government." It
Yeah.
was so good.
fucking, I was talking about Rob Snyder's daughter. I forgot about her.
Susie
She's got a
Yusuf?
song called X's and O's
That's
that has
Susie
300 million
She's
hits
lit,
on Spotify.
I know that song.
Yeah, that's
And the
yeah.
That,
I don't
That's
know.
Rob Snyder's
I don't
daughter.
find her funny.
No, she's not funny at all.
She's not funny at all.
No,
Who is it?
Susie Yusuf is the.
No idea.
from the project. Yeah.
She's one of the.
There you go, from the project. That's the one.
Oh.
Oh, that
The Triple
explains
M
it.
and that. Yeah.
The project used to be so good.
Charlie.
It's entry level
7 PM
news.
project, yeah.
It's entry level news.
When it
It's
was,
not really kind of
Yeah.
It's
like
light-hearted
journalism,
news, but still with
hard-hitting, but
funny shit. But like, yeah, when Charlie Pickering was on it, that was good.
they,
But like,
they
what the weekly was meant, the 7 PM project was meant to be was, it was like, when you watched it at the start, it was very meant to be like a John Oliver Last Week Tonight kind of show that turned into a panel show, and that's kind of why Charlie left and went and did his show, which was just a blank copy of the Daily Show, and like John Oliver and
quite well
and all
done.
that were very
Yeah.
very funny,
Yeah.
very and more. I mean, I still watch Last Week Tonight every week, and I go, fuck, I wish this was a little bit more relevant to me, and that's all Charlie's show
Yeah.
was.
I tuned out as soon as Peter Hallier started guesting too often.
Oh, I like Peter Hallier.
Why?
I like his new sitcom.
I think he's funny.
I
He's
haven't,
not-
I haven't seen his sitcom.
The
I think Strawny's a funny character.
Very big time.
It's
Yeah.
not bad.
I mean, Strawny's become a character of himself, but the idea of the satire behind that dumb Collingwood supporter,
Yeah.
very funny. It's just, it's become a parody of itself now.
Yeah.
That it's no longer, you don't see the satire behind it.
I
Yeah,
get it, but I
100%.
just get so bored of character actors. Like, how far can you take that? Like,
No, I just...
I don't
It's
know.
interesting, but people like him. You know, like I've never ever thought of being a character.
All you gotta do is be a character, cook some food, you're right.
But people
Hey,
like
you
it.
think I'm talking about one person, talking about 4 people, so
Yeah.
settle the fuck down, you down there. I know you're listening to this. You're
People-
talking about you all.
Okay,
People like characters.
yeah,
I don't know
people
why,
like
but
characters,
they
but I
don't.
like, I like stand-up. I like, what's your story? How'd you come up with that and all that sort of shit? But like,
Stand-up's I think that the top tier of comedy, personally. I think that's the hardest.
it's just raw as fuck.
Fucking-
Like,
But it still is a character.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree
If
with
you,
that.
if you look
I
at
agree
it,
with
it doesn't matter what we do. It's still a character. It's
I
not-
think character comedy's like, what are you fucking hiding?
who did you touch? Yeah, no.
Yeah, Delia, who the fuck did he touch?
Oh,
Let's touch on that for a minute.
Yeah. How fucking cool is it that Ari Shafir must be sitting there going, I'm not the biggest piece of shit right now. It's the first time in 10 years Ari's got to go, fucking still me!
I was like, at least when I drugged them, they were my age.
Oh, what a piece of shit. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, he's got a kid now, doesn't he?
Chris.
No, Ari.
I don't think so. No, he doesn't have a kid. No, I was
No, he's
watching
doing
this.
yoga. He's got some yoga show.
He was.
Hang on, who are you guys talking about?
Ari. Does he? He doesn't
You're
have a kid,
thinking
does he?
of.
I met him in Edinburgh.
Irish
the fucking.
Joker.
I got to meet him.
You're
I'm
the
thinking,
Melbourne
I'm
comedian,
thinking of
yeah.
Melbourne comedian.
No. I
Great-
should
great-
feel
great to feel.
He's just. I'll call it. He's the fucking Jewish looking comic in the world.
that guy,
He's
What did he do?
good mates. Oh, he got.
Didn't he drug fucking...
Yeah.
what's his name?
He's the Jewish.
Ari gets in a lot of trouble
He
for a
drugged
lot of
Bert
things.
Kreischer.
He
No,
drugged.
that wasn't
Did he
it.
fuck him?
What was
No,
the-
Ari drugged Bert Kreischer. He spiked him and Molly on a podcast
Yeah.
when his kids were in the house. And that blew up and became a big deal.
Yeah.
Then Ari got in trouble shortly after that when Kobe died because he posted a
Oh,
video.
yeah,
That was a Kobe thing that got
That's what got him in trouble. He posted a video outside the fucking Lakers Centre going, a good thing just happened.
A
A
rapist
rapist just died.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
posted it minutes. And to
wild.
be fair, Ari's always posted, whether he liked the person or not, it's always been Ari's thing to post a terrible thing about a celebrity death.
Yeah.
But I think Kobe just hit too close to home for some people.
Yeah,
And
right
he got-
outside the Staples Centre too.
Yeah.
He could have done it in his living room. People would have, oh, come on. But the fact that he walked outside the Staples Centre near a Kobe Bryant statue and made a joke about him dying.
To be fair, it was
He
the
made a
first,
joke about him being a rapist.
Oh,
not
yeah.
about him dying.
Yeah,
The
but
dying was
I
the
was watching
setup.
the fighter and the kid last night, their podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they had they were talking about D'Elia and the UFC guy, fucking what's his name?
Rogan.
No, not Rogan. The one that the fighter and the kid. What's his fucking name? There's Brian Callen and I can't remember his name. Anyway, the other guy that does the podcast with him, he actually started tearing up. I don't believe it. I don't think he's done it. And,
To Chris, really?
yeah,
The fucking screenshots you did.
You gotta
fucking
see
said to right,
screenshots,
mate.
and it's not just one person.
When a screenshot's going to be solid evidence, they
You
should
know?
be. They'd have to be soon, right?
How many?
Yeah.
Fuck that. You guys are fucked.
I
All
just
the bits
can't.
you guys have sent out.
I'm so
Take
glad
their
I've
own
never had the
expense.
confidence to talk to a woman, man. I'm never going to get cancelled. I've said, what are you going to do, cancel me for saying hey? Fucking try it. I send you a gif of Eric Andre when you don't reply, and you're going to cancel me, bitch? I'll start an initial conversation on Tinder. If they don't reply, I have this Eric Andre fucking...
I love Eric on
Eric Andre gif from the Eric Andre show where he just goes,
Say hi.
what? And I just said that to him. What are you going to do, cancel me?
Have you ever taken a date to a gig you've done?
Yeah, too
Not
many.
to... I mean...
Yes.
Yes and no. Like, I've taken partners, obviously, to gigs I've done. As far as, like, first couple of dates, there was... One rings to mind, and we ended up dating. It was a girl named Jess, and her best friend was good mates with my roommate. My roommate kept saying, "You gotta come meet this girl. You really like her." And we went out for drinks, we go along, and we were texting. Well, a week later, my roommate comes up and goes, "Hey, I'm going to that gig tonight you're doing." I'm like, "Sick, was it 59? He goes, "Oh, I invited Jess." I'm like, "You fucking did what, cunt?" I'm like, "Don't invite my dates to my gigs. What if I bomb?"
Yeah.
But anyway, it was at 59 and she was late and I was emceeing the night. So what I got up there and I go, "Hey guys, I got a date coming tonight. I want everyone in the crowd to wingman me fucking hard." Like, hardcore, laugh at all my jokes, fucking, let's just take her by surprise. Anyway, she walks in about 20 minutes late, the whole room looks at her, looks back at me and I'm like, yes. And she's just confused. One by one, comics are coming up going, "Give it up for your MC, Big Dick Blaise." Fucking gun in the sack. She was just sitting there watching this whole comedy night, confused as fuck for what's all about Blaise. I'm standing at the door where Station 59 is, which is where I used to stand when acts were on. And acts would leave and like she'd be standing there next to us. It was like our first real date. And people would walk up to us and go, "He's a good guy, I reckon we should give him a chance." Just leave. This poor girl's going, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Oh, no.
I hooked up that night. It worked.
I took my my ex, well, she actually, the first time we caught up was she came to Dirty Secrets. And
Is that room you used to run?
the room I used to
Too soon. Too
too
soon.
fucking soon. You can make jokes about Chris D'Elia, but don't ever bring up fucking Dirty Secrets, you fucking nuts.
Shout out to Ulysses.
I'd say friend of the show, but no.
Oh dear.
So, I was talking to this girl, and well, her Rachel, she said I can talk about her on stage, so fuck it. And she's like, do you want to catch up on Wednesday? I said, I run Dirty Secrets. I run the open mic. You do not want to come watch a fucking open mic. And she's like, no, I'll come. I love comedy. And I was like, alright. And she came, but
Definitely not want to come.
and I was an MC as well, because we didn't have an MC that week. And so I get up, there's probably like fucking 8-9 people in the crowd, plus her. And I got up and I did bits about fucking how Tinder dates are fucked. Just bits that I had already planned for that week of gigs, you know. And I get up on stage and I was like, any relationships here? And I started crowd working, and I completely ignoring that she was sitting in the audience. And then afterwards, we did the gig. Well, I did the gig, and then
We did the gig. She did 5 after me.
she did a type 5. I gave her a type 5. But no, like
Millimeters.
yeah, after the gig, she ever since then, she like from then on to when we broke up, she never wanted to go watch any fucking comedy. Oh, I'm doing Spleen. Do you want to come watch? She's like, is it like that fucking Collingwood Smith Street gig that I came to watch? I was like, no. She's like, yeah, sure.
No,
It's
it's
like,
AJT, baby.
That's the rough part about bringing a date to a gig, because like if you watch your bomb right at the start and they just get in their head and you're never going to make it, then it's like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? You're like, no, babe, I'm going to go do a gig. And they're like, no, fuck, you're just ditching me for fucking nothing.
How fucking crazy is it when you one of your dates comes to your gig and she recognises material you tested on her? And then afterwards, she's like, one of those jokes that you did, and she's like, that was just a conversation we had. I said, yeah, I'm trialing shit.
You're all just axed to me.
Have you ever done material of someone who was in the room who happened to be a comic?
What do you
What
mean?
done?
Like,
Their material.
Have you slept with them?
What's the question?
I've never slept with a
Sorry,
comic.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, I
That
slept.
sounds like a
My
terrible
body
decision.
counts 1. What do you fucking...
Alright, so I slept. I
count.
I had this thing with a comic for a couple of weeks, and she was just way too crazy for me. And
That's why I don't sleep with comics.
yeah, and I didn't realise that she was in the room when I did this bit. And yeah, suffice to say, I haven't heard from her since.
I did
I didn't want to hear from her anyway.
I was
but
at a
yeah,
show, a festival show, and my girlfriend at the time, I didn't think she was going to be there. Our relationship was on the rocks.
Yeah.
I got up there and just ranted about how things
The
weren't
rocks.
working. And
I don't know much about women,
and
but I know
how
that
she shouldn't
doesn't help.
have been a piece of shit. And I got home that night. She's like, I called into your gig tonight. And I'm like, you did what? And she's like, I think we should talk. But that's saying, like, we broke up shortly after that. And a few months later, she was on, like, probably her first date since we broke up. And she met up. She remember telling me this story. Like, the next day, she goes, I know we're not talking about it to tell you because it's too funny. She met up with this dude near the big market. It's like, hey, what are we going to do? She goes, I thought we should go see this comedy night. And she goes, oh, really? She goes, yeah, it's just over there. And over by the fucking big market was the bar. And I was performing that night. And they walk in and they see my name on the light up. And Lily was just like, no, I think we should leave.
I've spoken about my ex when I did AGT, and she fucking messaged me afterwards. So I remember I got on, like, in the interview, they're like, are you single? And I said, yeah, I actually was in a relationship early this year, and she broke up by text and moved up to the Gold Coast, so I don't know who really won. And I remember I said that, and then I said, but also, like, what a pretty fucking efficient way to end a relationship. And then after it was aired, I got like a message from, so she sent me a text because she fucking blocked me on Facebook and everything, but she still had my number.
What did you do?
Huh?
What did you do?
Nothing.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
We
She's
What
a
do you want to
captain
remember?
release type. She's a
Like,
captain
oh, no,
release
actually,
type.
no.
He
I
gave
know
me
why
he gave me the
No,
type 5.
I know why. At that time, it was probably type 3. I wasn't interested, but no, she blocked me because
It was
so
cold.
she sent me a text when she broke up. Then she moved to the Gold Coast, but it was still like connected on Facebook. And then she, like a week after she moved to the Gold Coast, she put up that she was in a relationship. So I laugh reacted that, and so she blocked me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of them completely blocked me. But then after age 18, I got a text, it just comes out as like, "How dare you speak about me on TV, you piece of shit?" And I was like, to be fair, I never mentioned your name, bitch. Like, I never said your name at all.
That's pretty much the
Benji,
story from
man.
Skater Girl.
Yeah,
She
women
sits
love
at
being
home.
called bitch.
Oh,
Bitches
yeah.
love bitches, yeah.
That's pretty much the story from Skater Girl, mate, from the vein. Sitting at home, watching Gavin on the TV, going, "That's the boy I could have been with."
But did you get approached at all? By
He
any-
was on
by any
AGT.
women?
What do you mean?
Like, as in, did you get approached by any women, like, because you were on...
Oh, back home I did, yeah.
Didn't Nicole have a crack at you?
She
But
did
back
on
at Jordy,
TV.
you don't know if they're women or not.
Nicole actually made a lot of fucking promises on the TV. But the thing is, when the cameras aren't rolling, she had her own green room as well. Like, all the judges were in one green room, she had her own.
Yeah.
And when the cameras aren't, she's in that green room, then they tell her to come back. And
Who's Nicole?
Nicole from the
Pussycat
Pussycat
I can't
Dolls.
pronounce her last name.
Scherzinger?
Schlesinger.
The judge, big girl.
No.
The one that looks like she's part of the Pussycat Dolls.
No, she is the Pussycat Doll. She's the main fucking...
And
She's the other
They
agent.
didn't have the fun, ugly friend in the Pussycat
Alright.
Dolls.
I worry about the backup girls in the Pussycat Dolls. Like, what are they doing these days? But anyway, continue.
but
The famous one's on AGT, so I don't think they're going well.
she fucking was making promises to everyone in that. Like, so she said to me, she's like, maybe I can come to Drew and we can go on a date. And I was like, you wish, like, if you're gonna come to fucking Drew and Victoria, by all means. And then another act,
You're going to have to drive payment
the
on
girl
the
who was
license.
dancing, the girl who danced
get a
and won
lift?
my semi-final, she said to me, she's like, "Oh, you're amazing. You know what? I'm recording a new album at the moment. I'd love for you to be in one of my music videos that we can base around you." And the funny thing is, that girl, she's like 15 years old. She would have been like, "Oh, this is the man. I'm going to be on a music video for fucking Nicole Scherzinger." And now you see Nicole, anytime she posts on Instagram, Sienna, the dancer, is always coming saying, "Hey Nicole, big fan." So and Nicole's not even responding, not even
dear.
liking. So she did it all for the cameras and all for the TV. She's like, "Yeah, I'm going to fucking, you
I'm
know."
a people person.
Yeah, and now
yeah.
this 15-year-old girl's sitting at fucking school waiting for the day that she gets
Oh, no.
fucking Nicole messaging her to be in a music. And it's
Don't
still-
you wish your judge was a nice person like that?
Yeah.
Don't ya?
Brilliant. Absolutely great.
But
What
I
a-
did
what a tune,
have a
though.
lot of fucking weird,
Yeah.
fucking
That was my first erection.
truant locals.
Yeah.
Fucking, I went to the pub right after
Katy Perry kissed me.
AGT, and fucking, or even remember that fucking psycho from Mafra? Who-
Yeah, I did a gig with Gavin, rocked up, and he had fans.
in Mafra.
Yeah, in the fucking middle of nowhere.
And this
They were like, "Where is
toothless
he? Well, I wanna
fucking
follow
cruiser
him."
drinking fucking animal came up to us as we were like unloading the
Don't
car.
talk about your fans like that. That doesn't mean.
And she just fucking, yeah, she was a weird one. And
I was like, you're gonna get sexually
But then-
molested.
I'm gonna
break
At one stage, I was just like, fucking.
But then she like came up to the stage, like I was on the stage, and she came up and she had her boyfriend on loudspeaker, and she walks right up to the stage. She's like, "Yeah, he's on the stage right now. Do you want to talk to
Go
him?"
crazy.
And I was like,
What?
like, "No." I was like, "Can you hear me?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck off." And she got fucking mad, and then she spilled her drink, and it was like when I had to like fucking direct the people to come clean it as I'm on the stage. But I went to Druid and had fucking weird Druid locals come up to me.
Yeah.
I actually had a woman from Bundaberg.
I'm glad you said woman and not girl.
There are no
Crystal
girls
is
from
shit.
Bundaberg.
And then she messaged me first, alright? No, but like a woman...
Doesn't make it better. Ask Chris.
a woman from Bundaberg sends my my comedy page a message. She's like, "Hey, I liked you on AGT, and I don't normally respond to anyone who I just don't have the
shot.
no. I don't have the care for it. Like, and so she sends me, but I said thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. And then she's like, I'm also single. And I went on her profile, and I was like, what the fuck? I've just fucking had the mum from Gilbert Grape send me a message here. Fucking no thank. And I was just like, just quickly, as quick as possible, just fucking block this woman. And I was like, I guess I'm never going to fucking... Not that I'd ever go to Bundaberg. I guess I'm never going to fucking Bundaberg. And then 2 weeks later, I'm in Mafra having a toothless fucking woman coming up to me.
Fucking hell.
There's a woman after a gig once. I did that guitar joke I told before, and it was in Fifth Nine. Smoking weed at the back. I had to run. She was just a woman in the crowd. I walked away, and she goes, "Hey, I really like your set." I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you." And she's just like, "I could use some guitar lessons." I'm like, "Yeah, real funny." Then I walked outside. I'm like, "Wait a second."
She didn't want guitar lessons at all.
I can't walk back in there now and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that."
Can I get that in writing, please?
But I bet you he did, and I bet you he did fuck it.
I remember doing a gig at Speakeasy one night, and I got told to keep it PG. I was like, "Why the fuck did you hire me? Like, I don't do that." He goes, "No, just keep it PG." And then
So two cunts, or
don't have it in the first sentence. And I got announced, and he threw like shit and fuck in there and all that sort of. Shout out to Roy, he's a fucking weird unit. Anyway, so
Roy Malloy's at the
yeah, I probably won't be doing a gig there again. But anyway, he announces me and like throws a few flavourable words in there, and so I got up and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do my normal shit. Anyway, so I ended up doing like 10 minutes because someone bailed on the lineup. He goes, "Can you kill time?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, done." And get off stage, and they have the show in like 3 sections. So I think it's like every 20 minutes, everyone gets up, is encouraged to go have a drink, smoke, all that sort of stuff, and they reset the room a little bit. And I'm chatting to one of the other comics that was on, and this cougar, for lack of a better term, comes up to me and goes, "I really liked your set." I was like, "Thank you." And she goes, "If my husband wasn't here in the bathroom right now," and just stares at me. I was like, "What?"
Please go on.
"I'd be in the bathroom with you right now." I was like, "Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the set. Have a good night." I just walked away. No shit, 30 seconds later, this big fucking burly dude just comes out. Like, she would have been mid-50s, I reckon, but like, plastic surgery for 20-year-old.
The chick with the blue hair, was she?
Don't bring up the fucking chick with the blue hair.
Let's ask you about the chick with the blue
No,
hair.
that's the chick with the blue hair.
I want to find out.
Any story that
It's the
begins
girl
with a
with the blue
chick
hair.
with blue hair,
Smurf hair.
smooth hair.
Fuck you, Benny. Alright. For anyone who's listened to any other podcast previous to this, you can tune out for a good 5 minutes.
No, tune in. This is where it gets good.
Many moons ago, when I was on Tinder, I was chatting to this girl for a bit, and everything looked good on paper, as it does.
I want to ask you guys a question.
Cheers. Shoot us some retarded.
Once he gets through his story, I want to see your take. And would you do what he did in his situation? That's all I want to know.
First of all, I've only had one girlfriend in 23 years.
Doesn't matter.
I would do
It's a hot
fucking
bit.
anything.
No, wait.
Hold
You haven't
on,
heard the
hold
story.
that
Hold the thought.
Hold that fucking thought. Now, in my defence, I think I'm the hero of this story. No, I'm just going to
Yeah, because she's got blue hair.
No, hold on.
No, wait, it gets worse. So I've been chatting to this chick for a couple of weeks, and everything seemed good on paper. We got along well and all that sort of stuff. And I've learned a few lessons since then. And anyway, my plans fell through one night, and she goes, "Do you want to grab a drink?" And the time never met up. Like, we were never free on the same night. And I was like, yeah, no worries. I've got a few things to do, and then I'll come over. She goes, "I've got a girlfriend coming over, and she's brought a date. I don't want to be the third wheel. We're just having drinks." I was like, "Yeah, no worries." So I make the 45-minute hour trip, whatever the fuck it was, to the foot of the Downy Noms, and
This one I would have been out.
yeah, and
Blaise is at home.
it had been a dry spell, my friend. It was a good solid 2 weeks of no action. I was just like, no, I need to christen the shit. Anyway, so I've picked up some drinks on the way, and I get there. I can't find the house, and I said, "Oh, what house is it?" And she goes, "It's the one with the Subaru at the front. The door's unlocked." I was like, "Alright, sweet." So I pull in, I walk in, and it's all dark, and I can just see a little glow from my right, and I walk around into the living room, and there's a real posh rug, and there's like drinks, there's bottles, there's candles, there's soft mask music, and there's the most ripped. There is the most ripped dude lying completely naked on the ground. So I automatically felt like shit because I've been rocking a dad bod for the last 15 years, and he's completely naked on the ground. And then there are two women who I can.
Like, is he soft or hard on the ground?
Is he
I couldn't
face
see.
up
You
or is he
couldn't-
face down?
He's face up.
Face out, yeah.
Up.
But
He saw. He's just not
which one's
telling you.
better?
I saw. I couldn't quite see him. I couldn't see his face. I couldn't see his.
Yeah, because you're looking at
his
the
nether
cock.
region. No, I couldn't see his dick, and here's why. There was two of the biggest women I've ever seen in my life, like American fat, fat, and the one with blue hair was riding him, and
When you walked in,
when I walked in, and time stood still.
don't want to be a third wheel. Bless it.
Yeah. Well, they started drinking at about 6, so I got there at 10, right? So obviously I missed a meeting on something, and I've walked in, and one of the women, for lack of a better term, is riding his face. They were just blobs of human beings. Like, I couldn't tell what was tit and what was elbow and all that sort of stuff. And like I would have had to.
It's called the Big Mac.
to put it in perspective, this guy must have been an apprentice baker. Like the amount of flour he would have had to throw around the place. Anyway, so fuck. All right. So every time I have to tell this story, it brings back horrible memories, and I can't get home for days.
Do you want to
Best part
join
is
us?
you know he
You get
doesn't
the
leave
call
the
out.
room.
Okay. So you know when you're drunk and you're having a conversation with someone and you think it's like 5 minutes, but you've actually been talking this cunt's ear off for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
It was
thing
like
is, he's
that.
not drunk.
I'm not drunk. I walked
Like
in
that
there,
is sober.
and it was like a fucking eclipse. Like I knew I shouldn't be watching, but I couldn't look away, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Time stood still. I thought it was 5 minutes. It was probably much longer. I'm just standing there, like with my drinks in my hand. It's like, fuck.
Good on his stamina.
And I don't think he had a choice. So, blue hair Smurf, as Benny likes to call it, turns around and notices me and goes, "Oh, Jordy, come here." I was like, no. So I turned around and walked out. And as I go to reach for the doorknob,
Six pack in hand.
it was a 4-pack of
Alright, 4-pack.
Captain Morgan's.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I can't believe they asked you to join after that.
so she goes, "Come here," and I'm like, "Nah." And
Well, she's on the man at this stage.
well, yeah, I don't do sloppy seconds. That's not my style. And as I've got into the hallway and I've reached for the doorknob, I look over and there's 3 kids standing in the hallway.
Fuck off!
It's 100% a true story.
Wow!
There's 3 kids standing in the fucking hallway. 3. Now, I don't know how old kids are, just judge them by height, right? So one's like up to my belly kind of thing, so let's spitball 10.
The other one's up to your erection.
Imagine the coldest pool you could jump into and how little your dick can get and then invert it. That's where my penis was. I forgot my name. That's how horrific this shit was. So anyway, I've seen the kids, and they're like all in onesies and pajamas and shit.
Wait, stop there. Stop there. Stop
You're
there.
ready for bed?
What would you guys do at this point in time?
I would have told the kids to go to their room.
Yeah.
I would have been like, you need to fucking lock yourself in your room.
It's very wild, isn't it? I don't know.
They're not your kids, but.
Yeah.
Actually,
You've got no authority.
I would have given the kids each a can of Captain Morgan. Like, drink this. It's gonna help. Your mum has
Did you
blue
not watch
hair.
that with the
Don't tell me
whales?
you haven't already started drinking.
Here's a cigarette for good measure. Yeah, no, so I've seen the kids, and I had no parental instincts whatsoever, but something kicked in, and I was like, no, this isn't right. And so very careful not to touch them, of course. I've kind of ushered the kids up the hallway, and there's these big block letters on the door, on doors and shit up the hallway, and like there was like a Malachite, there was an Oscar, and Titan. And I got to Titan. I was like, fuck, this is where all these famous bogan names come from. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, who's Malachi? Who's Oscar? And like, open the doors, close the doors, like Benny Hill sort of thing.
Open the door, there's
grooming.
another 2 people running around.
Which one are you, Titan?
Yeah, I walked into a brothel basically, and so I've sort of loosely put the kids to bed. Didn't go in the rooms because fuck explaining that to anyone. And I've walked back to the hallway and I thought about it for a second. I was like, right, if these kids are anything like me and my sister when we were little, when you get sent to bed, like you'll be up in 5 minutes. You want a glass of water, you want to be tucked in, whatever the fuck it is. And I thought,
Be tucked in by mum and kiss goodnight.
and that's how an 8-year-old got herpes. No, and I just thought, no, I can't do this. So I sat down with my back to the door. I cracked open a can, and I thought, if someone comes from the hallway, I'll call like child services or something. If someone comes that way, I'm probably going to get raped and roped into something that I'm going to file a police report. So I had the drink, and when I finished the drink, I left. And I got Hungry Jacks on the way home and cried in the car. I was like,
You
what
went
is my
from,
life
you went
become?
from ushering down the hallway to R. Kelly back the hallway.
Oh, I did not. No. So I was nowhere near the
That's
hallway.
the best hip hop artist joke you ever gonna fucking hear.
I didn't piss on anyone, no. And I thought, nah, these kids are going to get up. So I sat there, had a drink, waited for everything to settle.
I still can't understand why the fuck you would sit there.
Yeah,
for a
why
good-
did you sit there? Like, I don't
Have a
think the
drink.
kids would have enjoyed. Like, they
Because I thought the kids were going to come. So I was.
They're not
okay.
your kids, bro.
They
No,
just
they're not.
They just
They're
went
not
from
your
look,
kids.
they just went from looking at this guy come in,
Are
and
you
now
my dad?
he's sitting there.
Yeah, a guy coming
making
in
sure
and a
that
guy
he-
coming.
Okay, I was the only thing stopping those kids from walking around the corner and seeing their mum getting double-ended or something like
But
that.
maybe they
Your
saw it before you got
responsibility.
there.
I didn't know that, so I went
Maybe
benefit
they're
of the
just trying to
doubt.
fucking watch. Only one of them's their parent.
I just
Listen
couldn't.
here,
I
Malachi.
couldn't.
You don't want to see what's around the corner.
Trust me, buddy. I don't want to see this. No, just something came over me. I was just like, no, this isn't right. The kids can't see that. So I sat at the door because I was the only thing between them coming down the hallway and walking literally around a fucking like. Imagine this is the hallway where the cabinets are, and then on the other side of the door where we were having a smoke before, that's where the action's happening.
I would have been gone. Would have been gone. Walked in there, hair blue fucking smurf.
I'm the hero.
Blue
I
smurf.
reckon I would have, in the first place, I would never have matched with a girl with blue hair.
Okay, in my defence, she was very crafty with her photos, so now I know.
Yeah, she's,
Nah,
she's
only
standing
has
at
her face
she's
in it.
standing at an angle and a big shadow in front
What was
of
her
her.
name?
She actually managed to crop out the bloke's face she was sitting on.
Because if she's got children with Malachi, what was it? Titan and Oliver.
Oscar.
It's like,
Yeah,
I might
awesome.
name my kid Tyson, but a little douchier.
Well, she originally wrote Titan on the fucking birth certificate, and they said, "Well, you can't have that."
I think her name was Charlotte or something like that.
Charlotte.
I don't know, shout out. No, it was
Friend of the show.
fucking horrific. Oh, here's the bit I forgot.
Yeah, okay.
Here's the bit I forgot. The next day I get a text message saying, hey, what happened? I completely forgot about that. Yeah. So
She's
that's-
like,
that's
she's
locked
like
her.
chicken shit.
And I guarantee that was one of the kids. Dad, come back!
So, yeah, that's the Smurf.
On a completely different
Oh,
note,
that's
I just got a notification on my phone. Essendon and Carlton tomorrow has been postponed because Conor McKenna from Essendon just tested positive for coronavirus.
Right.
So they're just about to cancel the AFL season again, I think.
Ah.
Oh, nice.
Wait till December, people.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do, man. Now get the fuck out of the house.
No more orgies with your kids. That's more than 5 people. There was 6 people in the house.
So would you guys leave? What would you do? I mean, honestly, like...
If I rocked up and
no, you want to hang around and watch pussy. No, I'm asking the other two.
I reckon I would.
I don't know.
I couldn't
If
see
I'm
the
an hour,
pussy. I
probably
could not
stay.
see the pussy. It was that fat.
I like to experience a lot of it in life. I'm not sure if I would have left.
Yeah. If I drive 45 minutes,
I walked
Push
into
that bitch off that
a
dick.
gang. I walked into like a train.
I
one
fucking
time,
don't know.
Where there was lots of people having sex with one person, just one after another, and I rocked in at this party. Someone's like, "Are you gonna have a go?" I didn't, but I fucking thought about it. Like I went.
You've probably seen bigger pigs in your time served.
Well, this is where it happened.
This
Yeah,
is-
and,
yeah.
and I thought about it. And I went, "Geez, the root's good," but I didn't.
Taxpayer money rooted.
Yeah, I didn't. It took me about 8 minutes. I was like, "Oh no, I better not."
Was she an army chick or?
We didn't have much time for chat. It was just.
No.
She was a bit getting rude. I was like, "Hey,
Surely-
20 questions. What's star sign?" You know, like.
Surely the army's not cool. Like if you were a female
No, it's a bit
soldier,
like-
you just get fucking banned.
It was pretty.
Fast.
It used to be pretty bad. There was a big. Oh, maybe.
Like a duck straight down the throat.
Maybe years ago, there was a big Royal Commission into like.
I was
a
going
lot
to
of
join
bad
the
shit.
Defence Force Academy when I
that's-
was younger, and that was just rape central, wasn't it?
Very much so. Yeah, it was.
I'm in Canberra. Yeah,
It was.
one of my exes just even recently she just left there because her roommate was raped, and the Defence Force just swept that under the rug.
Oh, the amount of cover-ups I've been involved in is huge, but just
Involved in or?
Oh, like, yeah, like no, well, there might time heaps of stuff are getting covered up all the time. As in, like, not covered up, as in, like, we have to say this. We're just like, don't tell it. Like, just
That's
go to
never
work.
happened.
Like, don't worry about it. Like,
Here's
it's
some
another
Yeah,
thing.
you didn't see or hear anything.
Yeah, heaps.
Well,
All
the
the
army's
time.
probably got just as much money as the Catholic Church, so it
I was
makes
just for some
Yeah,
wasted
they
money.
use it probably just as poorly.
The partner I had at the Defence Force told this story. So she just recently joined the Navy. Right,
That's
so
crazy stuff. Navy's went mental.
and so it was her first time they were going to go on the boat. I think it was the HMS Sydney.
I thought that was more do
And so the bus was meant to pick up 2,000 young recruits at 0600 hours.
Oh.
Right, and they
Is that 6 o'clock?
and they fucked it up. Whoever booked the bus and booked it for 6 p.m. instead of 6 a.m. So the buses never turned up. So none of these 2,000 people could get to the boat, and the boat had to take off. So what they did is they ended up flying fucking carrier planes to the base, put 2,000 people on bases, flew them out to the ship. They said it was a $300,000 mistake. And you
would've
heard
come
nothing.
up.
Yeah, you heard nothing from it. He goes, she's like, that happens all the time. Like, it's pocket change.
I was in the army with a pay clerk that had made up a soldier and like had like his own career and was just getting paid but into his account. So we had a whole wage on top of, and it would happen for years and years on end, and he was sending this guy away on like promotion courses. He was just never around, and like so he made up
Very busy.
administration just
Oh,
it was just getting
shit.
it was just getting a wage. Yeah.
But
He got done in the end.
any government entity does that. I know a guy that was ripping off the RMIT.
Yeah.
Right, and we're talking like he ripped them off. Fucking, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he used to be in this. He used to be part of this. Like he scientist for food. And so he'd buy
And the
equipment,
chef.
and all that sort of stuff. He'd just fucking buy all this equipment, and people would be buying it off him. And he seemed like a lovely guy. I met him through somebody, and he went, lovely guy, and all the rest of it. And the guy told me, he goes, I think his name's Adrian. I said, what's happening? What's going on there? Oh, they just got rid of him. They fucking found out it was like fucking nearly $1 million worth of stuff that he actually siphoned through the university. And basically, it was his taxpayers' money. They get grants from the state government, the federal government. No, they turned around to him and said, keep all your shit. We're not going to press charges. We don't want to hear this ever happened out of your mouth. And it just disappeared, and nothing ever happened to this bloke. Like, he just walked away, went to get another job somewhere.
I guess if people knew that you could do it, more people would do the same thing.
Yeah, hell.
That's almost like running Dirty Secrets, and then all of a sudden.
Not running.
We would do crazy stuff
He
with
never
like
started.
corrupt things as where like if we didn't use all the ammunition that we were like allocated for an exercise, then the next exercise we'd get less ammunition. So at the end of an exercise we used to do something which was called a cook-off, which we'd always stand in a line and just fucking shoot guns. And it was wicked. Like, you just cut down a tree. Like, I'm going to cut down that tree. You ever cut down a tree with a gun? It's fucking manly, right? You just like... and it's like wicked. You just throw them grenades. And,
Fuck, that's cool. How many grenades do you
Insane.
think you've thrown in your life?
I once threw 2 at once, right?
Fuck it.
yeah.
Just can't say no.
Yeah, the safety supervisor was like, I got to go down the road and check out the thing, so just, don't don't do fucking dumb shit. And we're like,
How did you
we're like, all right. So we got 2 grenades. We had to get my mate to pull the pins because it's actually harder. Because I got this little twist thing. It's a whole thing. So I'm like, pull these, and it's like, you know, it's hard to throw a ball left-handed. Or like to do like, so you just like, and you just peg them, and then you're like, oh, I've got to get down now. And then just blow up, and it's fun.
How did you go from throwing 2 grenades at once to sauteing shit in a fucking
Same mentality, we'll just get it done, you know?
It's 2 hands.
It's like, when we're like, oh, we want to shoot the guns, because we get bored of shooting guns, because I've shot 150,000 rounds. I once called in $1 million of indirect fire from artillery in a week. It was awesome, right? And like, yeah, I fired so many rocket launchers one day. I got bored. Like it was. Like, I want to fire another one. I'm over it. Like,
I've got a question for you. If we had to go head to head with China at the moment, what happens to you guys?
Nothing. As in like me, because I was in.
Yeah.
They owned me for 5 years after leaving,
And that's it.
and then that's it. But like, you know, if shit's getting pretty real,
If we go to war with China, we're all going into
like Gowns, we need you.
Can we get that
Is everyone dead or what?
We need some comic relief, and yes, he can throw some grenades at the
We need someone to throw 2
We
grenades
just
at
had a
once.
press conference of that fucking cunt you got who was drunk.
Yeah, so I can't remember his name.
Yeah, no, I don't, that's how irrelevant that guy. All I know is the only person I remember from that story is that you had Pink there.
Yeah. Mike Whitney. Yeah.
Mike, why are you coming to join? Bring your mate Gav. We got that super serum he's been talking about.
But yeah, nothing. I'm untouchable. Plus, like, I haven't updated my like. They're gonna go to our house.
I feel like you would just
8 years ago. I'd be like,
just
oh, well, he's not home.
But they don't ask you to
You
be...
probably just click into this fucking soldier mode, I reckon. As soon as they start,
I won't deny that.
you just fucking
Doing
you'd be
soldiery
like,
shit.
You'd be like, I've been waiting for this moment.
If the Defence Force rang you up and said, come be an entertainer for the Defence Force full time, you'd just be like,
I'd be like, I don't know. If there was a big war, I'd probably go.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be part of history. What are you gonna do? Tell people you saw it on the news?
That
or
was
you just
my
gonna fucking shoot
mindset
some
when I
guns?
when I got tested for COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling my flatmate and my family when I said, oh, I've got to go get tested for COVID. I got the symptoms. I was at the rally, and they're like, oh, I hope you don't get it. I said, I hope I do. And they're like, what the fuck? I said, part of history, boys. We're talking here. You know, there's only been 8 cases in the last fortnight.
Be a good sub story for next time you get on TV.
Oh, so good.
I had COVID.
The army thinks everyone's a fucking moron, so they give you briefs about everything. So you got to sit down in like an auditorium and they just brief you like, all right, so don't be harassing people, okay? No sexual harassment. That's it. It's over.
Can't say we didn't warn you.
And we're like, is this sexual harassment? They're like, that is definitely sexual harassment. All right, none of that. And they gave us this funniest brief one day. They're like, it was about if you get captured when you're overseas, like what they're going to do to you. So they're like, just in case when you get captured, now you know.
They're gonna fuck you.
No surprises. Exactly. Yeah. So the guy goes, he goes, it's not uncommon. Super straight voice. It's not uncommon when you get captured. The Taliban, they're gonna rape you. He goes, as you can see here on this slide, the man's prostate is found in the ass. You may come. There's no problem with that. It's fine. You know. And everyone's just like, sorry, what? And we're like, people are taking notes. Like, oh, it's in your ass. Like,
Shower time!
you know, I'm like, I already know this shit. You know, like.
Okay, being captured, what's the worst like torture you've heard of? Like, because I'd much rather get fucked in the ass by a Taliban member
I remember
than have the Japanese put bamboo up my fingertips.
I remember hearing that the Viet Cong would bring in a prostitute, and they do a dance, and you'd get horny, and then you'd get an erection, and then they had a piece of like very, very like finely machined glass that would slide down the eye of your penis.
Oh, sounding.
And then if you didn't tell them what you wanted, they just flick your cock, and it breaks. It breaks and shatters in your urethra.
I'd rather get fucked.
Isn't that mental?
Yeah.
I would rather get fucked.
I heard the Russians were really good. Like, you know those floating tanks that they made for people to relax? Well, that started as a torture technique because they would just leave people in there for like months. And they would have no sound, no nothing, and it sends people crazy. And
Forever.
Someone
Forever.
was like, that's a good torture technique. We should charge people in Turak fucking $60 an hour.
I couldn't-
for this, you know?
I couldn't imagine being in an isolation chamber. Like, I'm never alone. Like, I reckon the only time I'm alone is when I'm driving from one place to another.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never alone. The thought of just being locked with no sound, nothing but my own
Imagine the
thoughts.
material you'd write.
I read some briefs.
Oh, I'd probably just have a wait, to be honest. Like, I'd be
It's
like,
It's just me in here.
I read some briefs about the
I'll
people
try
they
left-handed
tortured,
for once.
and they asked people how it was after they let him out, and they reckon after a while it became so like quiet that you could hear like all your blood go through all your veins.
Yeah.
He's like, and it just sent people crazy. Didn't have to torture him, didn't have to hit him or nothing. We'll just come back in a week, see where he's at.
Okay, would you rather a week in an isolation tank, or getting like the Viet Cong style shit, like the bamboo up?
Oh, I'd take the week in the tank. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
I'd have to
the
take the week
glass
in
and
the
the
tank.
cock.
Yeah, I reckon I'd take a week.
Get more
in the tank.
material from the bamboo, but I reckon. Like
Fuck
for
that.
comedy later.
I'd
you
rather
go,
be in a tank going insane than have a glass shatter.
Do you piss it out or is it there for good? You just make it just very painful to
I'd
piss
say
out.
it'd be surgically removed, wouldn't it?
I think it's just to chop it off. Yeah. I don't know. The other one was the rats.
Tweezers
The
down
Yeah,
rats in the pot.
the rats in the
rats
pot, yeah.
They,
Like the, dig inside you.
Eat the
That's a
stomach,
good one.
yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably just get someone to sit him down in a room and just let him listen to Gavin's comedy for 2 weeks straight. I'll tell you anything.
Oh, game on.
Brutal.
It's like,
Oh, I hate that noise. Fuck.
oh, God.
Remember the first smartphone I got? That was the alarm. It was very similar to that. It sounded like that warning noise in a fucking sub. And it just made me fucking anxious every morning until I worked out how to change it.
Do you reckon you'd be decent in a battle, Jordy? Like
I hate
In a
people.
war?
I've got no problem shooting someone. Yeah. I reckon I could. I love paintball, and I don't mind getting hit, but I guess getting shot would be something completely
if it's over then.
Every time I play
No
paintball, I
respawns.
forget. I go out like, fucking let's go! Boom, and get hit, you go, no, my whole game plan has
Nah, it
changed.
didn't count.
I was
As long as
sucks.
someone hits me in the neck, I'm fine.
He would be the easiest target to hit him. He'd be like, alright, the game would start. Alright, where are we? I'm over here!
Can you imagine Blaise being a fucking spy? Trying to be coded and shit.
I'm too much of a narcissist, so I'm like, oh mate, I'm a spy. And she'll turn me down and like, it's like, oh babe over there, I'm a spy. It's not this gun, Gavin, you're going to tell everyone until Rich and someone fucks you.
You want to see my Aston?
I reckon they wouldn't believe you at all with how much you'd be bragging. You'd just be in the room and I'd be like next to you and I'll be like, not saying anything, like, yeah, fucking, yeah. This is
Tell him,
like,
Gav, tell him I'm a spy.
A real spy wouldn't say that. He can't be a spy. Yeah. No, I reckon I could. Here's my problem. I'm real cranky in the morning if I don't have a shower. So the showers, there's no showers.
Very little, yeah.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah.
That would probably feed the anger, I think.
Dude,
Always
when
want to be
you-
a tank commander. That'd be fucking
when you're
sick.
over there, I'm sure you're sleeping in a room with like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like-
like everyone, just like
Does
right
the
next to each other.
people just fucking get used to quiet wanking? Or
Nothing
like
quiet
no
about
one
it.
wanks?
Nothing
It's just
quiet
everyone
about it.
just
It could be your last wank, mate. You go out with a blaze of glory.
My housemate, I lived with when I got back from overseas. We used to have to shit in these like half drums, and then we'd burn our shit every day. But like you go in there and have a wank, and it's
So
like
the
40
wolves
degrees.
didn't
It was
come,
just
yeah.
fucking hectic, and it smelled like poo. And we got back in like 6 months, 8 months later. He was on the piss one night, and he was like, "I can't wank without smelling shit." And I'm like, "You shouldn't tell me this, man. This is so funny."
I think you need to get on
He's just like, I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "I go to the toilet. I just have to do it afterwards." And I'm like, "This is so mental. You should
That's
say
like a-
something."
Wow,
That's efficient wanking.
Yeah, it's like fully like PTSD.
that man is an arse man now.
Yeah.
He went to the Middle East to boot man, and came back an arse man.
some soldiers fucking hit their partners. This guy needs to shit before he wanks. His missus is like, I just want you to talk to me.
Just give me a black
What
eye. It's
happened?
easier.
Australia says depends on the situation. No, fuck. What about you guys? Could you go to war?
Yeah, I reckon I could.
I'd be very climate dependent. Like, I go to Queensland and it's like over 24 degrees. I can't do anything.
They always have wars in shit places. They never let invade in the Bahamas. Are they? So
No,
the
they're always
desert,
awful.
the jungle.
I
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't be the kind of guy like, there's a war, I've got to fucking, my duty, I've got to go. A bit of like, conscription happening, they're like, you're going to war, I'd fucking full, just Rocky montage, like, let's get fucking ready!
Alright, if you had to fight in any war, like let's just say we're all on board, you had to fight in any war, anytime, what war would it have been?
Or I would never go World War II. I look like the biggest fucking target.
I've been fighting the war on drugs for
The
years.
Nazis will be all
Yeah,
over
they
you.
would have been.
You would
My
have been
friend
in
that's
camp.
German. I still would have been fucked.
You're like,
This
this
one
war's
escaped,
up, it's just
yeah.
Gavin on a train with 30 other fucking people in a carriage.
I would have been fucking lynched so quickly.
Why is he not wearing pajamas? Like, what's going on?
I've been battling the war on drugs for years. I've nearly fucking won.
I don't know.
I'd have to go World War II because I'm not good with technology.
Yeah, I'd like to see France.
No, not even that. No, just like...
This
Always
beach
wanna go to
seems
France.
fucking nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Oh, I
good.
wouldn't want to take the beach. Fuck that. No, fuck that.
No, if you have to go, depends where you were. If you're front line, I think it all comes down to that. If you're front line, you know, you just want to either get done.
I would have been. I'm
There's no
fucking
way.
barely a target, so I would have been fucking in and out, just fucking.
Well, none of the clothes would have fit you, so we would have been a clerk or something.
I would have just gone fucking
That's right.
butt naked at that point.
Andre the Giant.
I'd rather have no clothes than baggy pajamas. Just fucking run in.
Andre the Giant apparently went through all the army training and whatnot. And at the end, they wouldn't let him in because they didn't have shoes that would fit him.
Wow.
And then it's like, we're not making special shoes just for you, mate.
Yeah,
Can I go to Target and get some boots? Like, fuck.
So that's why Andre the Giant became a wrestler instead of Jordy.
Imagine if
Can
they-
you imagine fucking him on the front line running at you?
imagine they lost the war and then they're like, well, imagine if we had that 8-foot guy.
Oh, here he is over here
How many
being Hogan
bullets?
Hulk Hogan. We need him over here with the Viet
He won't be
Cong.
able to get his finger in the trigger hole.
I was thinking the other day if the gladiators were still fighting at the MCG, like I'd go watch. Like I'd get a big foam finger and he'd be like, yeah, go Marcus.
My friend of mine was showing me this fucking sport, and it's all like medieval fighting.
I've watched it.
And it's
Yeah,
just
amazing.
like, it's like in an octagon. It's like
Yeah,
UFC, but with swords.
They do it
And
like
I'm like,
Bulgaria and
fuck
stuff.
Dana White,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
the shit.
If I watch Full Metal
Have you
Jacket,
seen that?
There was
So wait, they
It's
legitimately
amazing.
fucking
they're
have
real swords
medieval
and shit.
fights.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
they fucking beat the shit out of
Do you
each
remember what
other
it's
until.
Full Metal, there's Full Metal Jousting. Then it's the ultimate medieval fighting competition.
And there's a
or
whole
something.
bunch of
Yeah,
them.
like these dudes are in full
If you look,
night
I watched
gear.
one-
I've watched a lot
with
of
real
this.
swords, real axes.
I
real
watched
fighting.
one and it was
shit.
like.
And it's like 10 on 10. They just beat the fuck
I watched
out
one,
of
it was like
each other.
30
It's
versus
amazing.
30, it was Ukraine versus Russia.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
fuck it, and like the whole game works is it's standing up. So as soon as you hit the ground, you've got to stay on the ground.
You're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead. So like they just beat you until your knees buckle,
Yeah.
and you drop to the ground because you don't want to take it anymore, and then you just stay there. It's the last team standing.
I was quite an enthusiast on the jousting circuit.
Fuck yeah.
Years ago, I used to go and like, get it on Foxtel, and it's the armor that these guys use on the outside it looks like medieval knights, but on the inside it's essentially like hockey gear.
Yeah.
It's fully like protective and padded and everything, and they go at it and they do all these things. And the only thing that breaks it up is everyone's in character. There's like the lords and the knights and all of those sort of stuff.
I
And then every now and then
enjoy
like a
Goundrey.
modern day ambulance just rocks up.
Yeah.
Like, and just fixes dude.
My
up.
granddad,
It's just great.
my grandfather, he does that medieval reenactment shit.
Yeah.
And so he has this thing every November called Fragile Godlandica or whatever. And they do like realistic, like they do like the knights. My dad would like one time he put the whole fucking suit and he just like sword fights some cunts. There's jousting. There's like actual like fucking like groups on group fucking on like an open field
Yeah, it's
with
nuts.
archery and shit, and they do all that. We used to go as kids and just fucking watch my
awesome.
granddad just fucking kill cunts. Just one on one. This fucking Vietnam vet in his fucking suit of armor with his sword that like my granddad's
dealing with the
backyard.
well.
You go through my granddad's house. His backyard is just a fucking like a work shed. He's got fucking shields, metal shields. He's made swords and shit. So whenever November clicks, he just snaps into this fucking.
So he's a
Viking-
blacksmith.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has this fucking Viking mode. And he would just get in the area and where you fight, and he just would fucking murder this fucking uni student
Really?
who's just there just for the experience and trying to feel the vibe of the fucking Viking.
Have you seen his SS knife yet?
I just pictured the relationship between you and your grandfather very similar to like how you train your dragon, like that little hiccup and the big Viking dude.
Yeah,
The fucking blacksmith, you going, you'll get there one day, hiccup.
You got this fucking German Vietnam vet just absolutely
German
fucking
Vietnam.
What a mix.
Yeah.
killing
He's seen some
fucking
shit, yeah.
teenagers in this fucking ring. Just
What a-
absolutely taking their fucking legs out with the sword. He's like, I run this fucking business.
One of my teachers at
He
school
just
was a
kills
Vietnam vet that used to do like shop or metalwork and all that sort of stuff, and he fucking lost his mind one day, and this kid had just given him grief for a year, and his teacher just grabbed him and he's like, I once killed someone younger than you. And we never saw him again. Like, he was gone. Like,
Actually,
that was it.
I'll tell you guys a story. I was in my 20s and I was working for a place in North Melbourne with detail cars, and I was working part-time there, and I was a Vietnam vet there. And the guy used to do my heading, so I was a cocky fucker. And I was just giving this cunt shit every fucking day. Just kept giving him shit. And he snapped. And all I felt was his hands going, this cunt was strangling me to death. And I said to myself, never ever again will I ever fucking say anything to a person that's
I
been
got asked to
involved.
I got asked to do a gig for the Vietnam vets out in fucking out my way after AJD. One of them hit me up and was like, do you want to do a fucking Christmas party for the Vietnam vets? And I was like, at first I said,
It's all good until the fireworks go on.
I was like,
what, this jumps up there, fucking
at first I was like,
It's okay,
oh,
it's allowed
probably
to say
not.
it.
Like, I'm not fucking trying to, because I crowd work during material. I'm not fucking doing that when there's Vietnam vets. And then I messaged a few people. I said, should I do it? And they're like, yeah, surely.
They're shit friends though.
I surely got to do it.
I
And then
also
I-
would totally
like, you
do
know,
it.
was
I messaged, I was
Charlie.
like, is there any pay involved? They're like, oh no, we don't really have any money to give you, but fuck, we'll give you a fee. And I was just like, yeah, I'll do it for a fucking fee. But I was like planning what I was gonna do. I was just gonna get up and like whenever they tell me to get off the stage, I was just gonna pull a Rambo, and be like, it isn't over. And just
How do you find gigging at RSLs and shit? Because you've done
Yeah,
plenty
I
gigs
like
there to army people.
Yeah, I've done it at army bases a couple of
Do you
times.
change
as
your
well.
material a whole lot from,
Yeah.
from no?
Oh, you just don't have to explain as much,
Yeah.
like at all, because they kind of know some references. But like they,
That my Anger story surely killed the old RSL.
yeah, yeah.
They've all been there.
I've got a couple of go-to gags that I like. They really appreciate and stuff.
you'd be careful not having the mic walk near the speaker. That feedback would have fucking
Yeah.
sent all of them in the
Oh
other
yeah,
side.
they're like I'm back in Da Nang, you know, like it's just, no, they like it. I mean, they've got a good sense of humour. They do. Like all of these people that have done fucking wild shit.
You'd fucking
But
have to.
it's just easy. You just gotta like. They love like when I did army bases. Like all you gotta do is walk in there and be like, all right, who's in charge? What's silly about them? And you just say what they can't say,
Yeah.
and they fucking lose their mind.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, he doesn't respect anything. This is amazing. I did a gig, a full like 80-person dining in night of really high-ranking people, and one of the guys just like gives me a nudge, and he's like, "This guy's he's never at work." I'm like, I don't know why that's funny, but I just like walked up and I went, "Where's fucking Warrant Officer such and such?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm here." I said, "Oh, I'm surprised you're even at fucking work, mate." Stupid. Destroyed the place.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my god."
He knows things about we relate.
And it's just like, and then you're off. You know what I mean?
No, that
It's
cunt's
decent.
out of the army going, everyone knows everything, man.
Yeah.
You fucking know everything
They're
outside.
They're like
they
footy
know-
clubs. They really appreciate seeing people get shit on.
Yeah.
If you do gigs in like sports clubs,
Yeah.
like, all you gotta do is walk in there and be like, "Who did the stupid
Oh,
thing
yeah.
at the end of the season pisser?" Great, cool. Then you just go up on stage and you're like, "Where's fucking Jono? He's
One
not
time
spilled in the corner again, is he?"
That
Ah,
didn't work
like,
for me one time.
Yeah.
When I did a cricket club gig, and I walked up to the guy, the club manager. I said, "Who's fucked up recently?" And then he pointed to this fucking big dude, and he's like, "Oh, he fucking cost us our sponsor because he got caught pissing in the beer garden of the local pub, and they were going to sponsor him for the whole season." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's good shit." And then I was doing the set, and it was so bad there wasn't a mic. It was just me standing in the corner of a fucking Oktoberfest, just like after game fucking drink session, just doing stand up. And someone heckled me, and it was him, the guy who fucking cost us sponsorship. And he just yells, "When's the fucking comedy gonna start, mate?"
Classic.
And yeah, classic heckle.
Yeah.
And
it's strong. I like
I
it.
just quickly yelled out, not a great response, but I said, if only you were as good as heckling as you were costing sponsors, we'd have a better conversation right now. And I thought I fucking got him. And in my head I was like, yeah, cop that dog. And then he just quickly said, "What the fuck did you say, cunt?" And I was like, "Oh no!" I looked at the club manager who was behind the bar, and I was like, "What do I do?" And it was like when you see some dude in the elevator door as it closes, he's just like, "No, you're fucked, cunt." And I was just like, quick, I have never wrapped up a set any quicker than I did that fucking night.
You get out of the car park before he gets in it.
I went out the back car. I didn't go out through the car park. Yeah, he got so fucking angry as soon as he's like, "What the fuck did you say?" I was like, "Oh shit, his fucking kid's probably bigger than me, man. This guy's gonna fuck me up."
God, that's hilarious.
Wow. God damn.
I just sneak off for a piss.
What do you want to call it?
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up. Thank you, boys.
Thank you very much, Jarryd, Goundrey, Gavin Sempel, Blaise White.
This is your music.
Smash Stone Cold.
This is your music, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
Cheers.
Jordy shirtless on the bass.